AYO, welcome back to the Luck Management Podcast. We got a couch edition episode and another solo episode. Different changes, but have some cool things that I want to talk about, kind of go through with you. So, today's episode, September 21st, 2023. I don't know if you've seen all the memes going on in the world that September 23rd, the world's going to end. So, this might be the last podcast you ever listen to. I don't know. But funny enough, I'm sitting on my couch here, and this couch has a funny story. So, when I moved first to Houston, which I'm getting to living in Houston, Houston's been definitely an experience. But when I first moved to Houston, I went on Facebook Marketplace. I think Facebook Marketplace is one of the coolest places in the world. They have everything you can want, good prices. Sorry, I got to turn down the volume. Good prices, and usually you're getting a deal. Like, people are nice people, so you go about it and you make a deal. And it's the art of the deal. Donnie T knows. But bought a couch, and it was probably going for like $500, $600 regular retail, or maybe closer to 1,000. And he's like, I want 200 for it. Bartered him down to 100. Sometimes it's not worth it, but and he's like, yeah, I'll take 100. And I'm like, dang, I got the steal of the century. It's a kind of an L couch that the bottom piece could move to left or right. I was so amped. I was so excited. I was like, I've never had an L couch before. Like, I want to be in style. It's going to fit great in my apartment. And I go pick it up. Everything looks and feels perfect. Like, I'm like, dang, this is good. The guy there was pretty nice. He was a good dude overall. Drive it home. My dad and I, we put it in the apartment, kind of get it all set up, and it looks good too. Like, they gave me a pillow for it that looks like really cool. I go and I sit down for the first time in the L part, and this guy that I bought it from, good dude, but a little bit larger, or I don't know, somebody who lived in the house was a little bit larger, and this man condensed that cushion. And so that cushion was on like a 12-degree angle. And so every time you sat, you just sunk in. And you couldn't flip it, because if you went to the other side, it would just be flipped too. And it was the most annoying, horrible thing, because it was just slightly too much. Your weight was just slightly moving. And it's actually caused me to hurt my back. It actually caused me to, like, not even want to sit on the couch. Kind of sad. And I was like, dang, who really got the better of the deal, right? Nothing is ever as good or as bad as it seems, in a sense. And so I started to end up to, like, understand it, because there was two other areas that you could sit on, and I still enjoyed being able to sit on those two other pieces. But I was like, I gotta kind of figure something else out, because I can't do this. Find it online. It was like retail for like that 1,000. Sell it. I go on Facebook Marketplace and I'm like, I'm gonna sell it. Put that baby up there for 350. I sell it for 300. Sent it off to another college kid. There was really nothing wrong with it at the end of the day, and they said it was just gonna get use of college kids. That thing's gonna get torn up at UT. I think it was Sigma Chi or something. RIP to the couch, but I even helped him, like, shift it into his car. He actually had a pledge brother come and pick up his couch. Um, oh no, it was Kappa. It was Alpha Order, but this kid is like, yeah, I just got tasked to be here and pick up this couch, and I was like, dude, I remember those days. I remember those days in college. That's tough, but give him out the couch, and then it's days without me having a couch, and I gotta find a couch. I really, I mean, a couch makes an apartment, right? Like, at the end of the day, oh, it doesn't matter what you have. No, you gotta have a couch. And so multiple times I'm trying to be like, oh, maybe I'll end up saving some money and make some money from this because I made $200. Sure. But I want a nice couch. I want a deep set couch. I want comfy. I want casual. I want something that's got style. And so I will tell you what, I'll probably look through three, 400 couches on Facebook Marketplace. And the worst part is now today I'll see couches for like $0 or whatever. But time and time again, I'm going through it and moving through. And Olivia actually sends me this couch. And at first I was like, I don't know. And it seemed like it had a lot of pillows and things like that, which it does have good pillows. It has very good pillows, like solid pillows. But reached out, and a lot of those people, Facebook Marketplace at one point can be a little bit tough because when you reach out, it's like, eh, yeah, sure, you can come, but I don't know. The burden to actually answer isn't always there, and so not everybody does. So it's all a little bit more on honor and stuff. But I end up talking to this person, and hey, pick up. I'm gonna go pick up your couch. I have a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and it will not fit a couch. Unfortunately, great car, but it is not the Old Faithful. It is not the Sequoia that opens up in the hatchback that you could fit like a family of 12 in. You could fit at least 50 clowns in my old Sequoia, which, by the way, is still kicking, still going. Somebody bought it from me. They use it as a tow truck. Old Faithful chugging through, going from Atlanta and Savannah back to Charlotte. So shout out, shout out, Old Faithful. Probably up to 300,000 miles. But I digress. So I tell her, hey, I'm going to pick it up. I got to go get this truck. So she's like, fine, yeah, that's cool. I go to Home Depot after work, tough day at work, which is like you just want to go home and you just want to be done. But I go, I get I get to Home Depot, which I'm not even a Home Depot person. My brother worked at Lowe's, so Team Lowe's forever, and Home Depot, it's just like, okay, dude, sick vest. They all wear aprons and stuff like that. Team Lowe's, like red, white, and blue. The orange, eh, it's not that nice. But I go in there, and he goes, this guy, Eduardo or something, goes, yeah, I actually don't rent out cars past 6 p.m. Well, great, sir. I don't get out of work until at least 8:30 when I'm working in tax consulting for a Lion Group. So I say, okay, you know what? That's the rule. What time do you guys wake it up? Or what time do you guys open up? So I know when I can wake up. I go in and I say, if you can give me that time frame, I'll be here in the morning. Please save me a truck. He's like, we wake up at 6 a.m. We open up at 6 a.m. And I go, okay. I go to bed, just frustrated. Um, but before I do that, I end up going to this girl that I'm buying the couch from. And so when I'm going to do that, I'm like, okay, I'm going to just give you I think I bought this couch for 300. I'm going to give you the 300 and I'm just going to take the pillows for now. So she's like, yeah, you know what? That's cool. Sorry that you have to come back tomorrow. Let me have your number so that we can also text and we can talk about it after. I'm like, great. Okay. We'll be able to do that and we'll figure it out. Pack all the pillows in. So I have half a couch in my apartment. It looks pretty good. Like these pillows are sweet. It's a big couch, deep set. It's actually a pottery barn couch. So for $300 pottery barn couch, I'm gonna take it. Um, but I get all the pillows. I get everything settled. I wake up the next morning at 6 a.m. and I go to get this truck. And this truck is 75 minutes, it's 19.99. After that, I think it's $104 because you have to pay for the other 4 hours, which is so absurd. In Houston, you end up learning that 75 minutes is the smallest amount of time because there's at least 30 minutes of traffic no matter and wherever you go. And so it's a great deal for them. And it's a great deal for any sort of Home Depot that's in a city. And so I go in the morning, I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, but also half asleep because who isn't at 6 a.m.? I'm not as much of a morning person, but I go, get the car, and I drive out, which is like a 25 minute ride. Maybe, yeah, 25-minute ride. So that's already cutting into it. And so I get it at 6:30 and I have until 7:45. And so I get excited. I'm ready to go. I get to this house, but the night before when I got this girl's number, I was texting her. I was like, I want to come tomorrow. Is that cool? She's like, yes. And then I'm like, if it's more comfortable for you, I can also come on Saturday. I just want to hear your thoughts. And she goes, no, tomorrow's fine. See you in the morning. And I go, okay, great. This is awesome. So I go to her house and I'm knocking on her door for like 15 minutes. No answer. Knock, knock, knock. Nothing. She's got 3 dogs. When I first got there, they all just came out. 3 more knocks. Nothing. I start calling her. Nothing. And to the front door, there's this window that looks like a bedroom. And it hurt me to have to do this, but I had to like do the little knock, knock, knock. And the next thing I know, because a few minutes later, I start hearing an alarm coming from her phone. And I'm like, is that her? Is her roommate up? I don't know. I start knocking on the window. Next thing I see is just like one eye there. Just woke up 45 seconds ago and just angry beyond belief. I was like, I'm so sorry. I thought you said this morning. Sometimes you cross your wires. I seem to do that a good amount, but it just happens sometimes. I guess you got to get into some clarity at times. But she's like, she's wearing her Crocs or she's wearing like Uggs and nothing else, but like, you know, she offers to help me, and I'm like, sure, if you can help me move this couch, and of course, like this is a massive couch, like one person should not be moving this. So she gets her slippers on, and she helps me move it out, and we're about 30 minutes into here, so I have about 30 minutes to get back. Maybe like 20, 27, 28 minutes. And we're walking, and it's no longer than 50 feet to get there. It's like 40. We're walking, and out of nowhere, she just drops the couch. It was too heavy, but like, give me a warning. Like, tell me that you're gonna drop the couch, or like, hey, 1 second, like, let me fix this, or like, I'm okay with that, but this is a couch that I am buying and try to like use in my life, like that I sit on and I absolutely enjoy. So she just drops it. I'm like, it's fine. Put it in my car, close up everything. She's obviously like, thank God that this is out of my life. Like, I'm done with this couch. I'm done with you. Um, she was nice though, and her roommate was nice, and we made the transaction. But just ringing the doorbell and constantly being like, hey, um, that was tough. That was tough, but we made it through. So the day before, I had asked a couple people if they'd be able to help, if they could, and they were like, "Yeah, if you're able to get it in the afternoon, no one's gonna help at night. No, or no one's gonna help in the morning. Like, just absolutely no one wants to help in the morning." And I don't blame them. Like, it's not a fun job to do, and it's like uh, and I could have asked a couple friends to help me after, but this was a moment and this was a time and an area where I kind of felt like I needed to do this. Um, I think I was maybe struggling a little bit at work or just feeling like I needed to accomplish something on my own or what have you. And so I ended up putting it in my car and I drive home, and the Home Depot is about 5, 6 minutes away from my apartment complex. And I'm in traffic going down the highway with a couch in the back. And I get to my apartment complex, open up the door, I throw my couch down in the first parking spot that I see. Like I'm pulling it out, just making sure it's totally fine. And it says I have 7 minutes to get back there to the Home Depot. And now I'm not trying to test fate. I'm not trying to test time. Like I try and be on time. So it's probably like 7:57 or something like that. I have to return it by 8:04 or 8:05. So I put down the couch and I run back into the car. Of course, when you're backing up, it's making all the beep, beep, beep. I open up the gate, which barely my car rolls through. Like, when you have that one little sliver left. And I end up getting there at 8:05, and I'm like walking in, and he's not going to ding me for anything extra. Like, at the end of the day, you end up being okay. So, thank God. And he was like, yeah, let me check the car. I got to go check this. Well, all at the same time that I needed to go to work soon. I get in at work at like 8:30 or 8:45 at the latest. So he goes, walks out there, makes sure it's all fine. He's like, "Oh, nice job! Like that was a quick trip." I was like, "Yeah, you bet your ass it was. That was 74 minutes and 58 seconds, bro. I got you." Um, and so he daps me up, I dap him up. Hey, be well. Even though you work at Home Depot, go Lowe's. And I end up driving home, but I'm pretty sweaty by this point. I'm tired, I'm sweaty, but I'm going home to a couch in a parking spot in an apartment complex that is gated, mind you, but that if it was left there, it would have been gone in 3 hours. If it was left there for an hour, it would have been gone. It would not be there by the time I went home, and I'm like, well, shit, I got to do something about this. And this thing is probably like 200 pounds. And so I'm in the middle of the parking garage just dragging, pulling. It probably wasn't a good sight to see. Um, but I did it. I'm pulling. There was like a leg that kind of broke off. Not broke, but like unscrewed. So I had to make sure that was pulling fine. And I live on the second floor. And Houston heat's already up to like 90 degrees at this point. It's 8:13. I I pull out Hercules strength. I'm like pulling it over my head to go up to these stairs. I go up 8 stairs, and then there's like a railing and other doors that I have to deal with. It took me 15, 20 minutes of pulling one couch on my own. Never. Okay. So the moral of the story, if you've gotten this far, which kudos to you, you truly live the luck management lifestyle, and you might be just basking in the glory of like, Carter, what are you doing? But do not ever move a couch on your own. It's a dumb idea. Get a friend. Unless you really feel like you need to go through something and come out the stronger or the wiser, do not do a couch on your own. So, did that couch, brought it in, didn't even enjoy it. I pulled it in. It's like 8:27, and it's blocking half the door. I run in, I get changed because I don't have time to shower. I gotta get going. I gotta go to work. So I change, and I'm about as red could be. My hair's all moppy, sweaty, done. and I go get into work like it's not nothing. Another day at the office. But I will say, I came home, put the couch together, and it has been one of the best purchases I've ever made. Ever made? That's probably not true, but it has been an absolutely wonderful purchase. I really do love this couch. It's not perfect. There's a couple little things, and I definitely messed it up a little bit with like scratches and pulls when it was going on the concrete floor, which probably wasn't good for the value. But yeah, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. Um, but it's comfortable, and I love sitting on it. So it's kind of a good thing, but also a bad thing because I love it so much. So do I sit on this couch too much? No, I like to think not, but I get to enjoy it. So that was a long-winded answer and story on my couch. Yeah, just a little bit about me. Um, if you don't know, this episode is brought to you by Charm ND. I don't know if you've heard of Charm ND at all. It hasn't been a sponsor on all 60 plus episodes of my podcast. And it truly is the sponsor of this podcast. It's an invention I made. I'm thinking about starting a GoFundMe. If someone replies to me on Instagram, Twitter, even in the podcast reviews, if one person tells me yes to do a GoFundMe, I think I'll do it because I'm trying to raise some money to be able to build the business some more. But it's like GoFundMe mostly for charity. That is the question at the end of the day. So, Charm ND, though, uh, it's been an incredible football season so far, Notre Dame. And that's kind of a staple of Charm ND. As much as I have pieces from around campus, a lot of my sales have come from Notre Dame football. We have keychains, necklaces, and the earrings are actually the ones that are the biggest sellers. It's those football helmets that are actually used with the same paint and gold that they use on the Notre Dame football helmets. I worked with Hydrographics on that project. It was one of the coolest projects that I've ever worked on. Just being able to like bridge the connections of person to person that worked in Notre Dame, but also worked on the football helmets, but also worked as the equipment manager, and also knew some people around campus that could help me get that connection. Like phenomenal connections right there that I'm really proud of that I was able to get to that point. But I love Charm ND, and truly, I ask for your support. I ask for your help. I ask for you to get a good gift for your girlfriend. Get a good gift for your boyfriend. Get him a cool keychain. I mean, we don't only do the football ones, but you know what we do have is we have gold from the Golden Dome, like actual flakes from the Golden Dome. Like I mentioned, the gold from the helmets. We have the stadium pellets, so like the AstroTurf from the field, like legit from the field. During the spring game, after I announced the spring game and I was walking on the field, I literally pulled and picked up some of those AstroTurf pellets. Maybe I knew that this year was going to be a big year. Sam Hartman figuring it out. Um, and then, so they used to have wood stadium seating. They had it for as long as the football stadium's been there. So for 100 years, they had wood panels and wood planks. Same stuff that they used during Rudy. Like, it was all in the stadium, and it was usually restored and things like that. And I worked with the Idea Center to be able to get some planks of wood. And you know what I did? I got a cheese grater. I got a literal cheese grater, like a fucking cheese grater, and I shaved it down to get into those small little vials. So much work, so many hand cramps at the end of the day. But like I I build these all on my own. I literally buy the vials. Um, I do the gluing. I do the adding the chains. I do the different design work. I try everything so that we can come up with a cool product for you guys. So if you have any questions, if you have any wants, if you have any needs, I'd be happy to add and try and like build you something that you'd want. They're pretty affordable at the end of the day. I'm even thinking about boosting the prices. Like, I don't know. Um, so get them while you can and enjoy this football season so that you can hold a piece of Notre Dame in your hand. I guess the last thing I want to talk about, usually short episodes here when I'm doing it on my own. Just want to talk a little bit about following your dreams versus following the money. And I think it's a really hard topic to discuss. And you will hear me going back and forth because the world will tell you one thing and your own feelings will tell you another. Your heart will tell you one thing, but your mind will tell you another. Your common sense will tell you one thing, but your knowledge and academic background will tell you another. What I should probably say is that follow your passions, don't follow the money. If your passions have money in them, business is booming. You're in a good spot. If you love to be a consultant, if you love to be a banker, if you love being a doctor, that's great. But there are too many people in this world. There are too many people that are chasing a paycheck because it's a paycheck and not because it's what they want to do or what they can do or what's truly their passion and their calling. I unfortunately think that that's kind of me. Um, I don't know if I've always followed my passion. I don't know if I've always followed my drive of loving to do this. Like, this is a passion that I have, being able to talk to people, brand, media, marketing, building something, creating businesses, coming up with ideas, um, visionary things. I haven't been able to do any of that in my work because I've decided to choose consulting. I've picked this route and I've done it for years. Honestly, I started out of college at Denison, went and worked for um, Triage Consulting Group, and I worked there for about 2.5 years. It just didn't click. I could get some more good work done, but I didn't think I wanted it. I didn't think I bought in. I didn't think I had the wherewithal to kind of care about healthcare consulting. I was like, I don't care. I didn't really take advantage of the career as much. It's also first time out of college, so I think there's that, like wanting to go explore, wanting to go see the world and do that. Um, but then I moved over to a different division when they had changed over to Cloud Med, and it was interesting because they had transitioned. It became COVID, so they couldn't fire people or they wouldn't fire people because they needed people to work. But I don't know if that was a product of me continuing to do good work or they didn't really want to fire me because it was not the smart thing to do, or they they could get a tax refund back from it called ERC. But anyway, and then moved over to a company called Clarify Health, and Clarify Health was the first real job that I had figured out and gotten for myself. It was one of the first ones that company took a chance on me. They were going to go public, Series D funded. They are going to be a big company one day, I believe. I mean, I think they have some serious and really, really cool, interesting things in their world. But got that job. I moved up. I expanded and came into this level. And 6 months in, I see myself and I'm having issues again. Just not following my passion. Or just not meeting the marks of others. And that's hard. That's really hard. That's a really tough pill to swallow. Like, because you want to be successful, you want to make sure that you're meeting the mark, but sometimes you just don't. And then at times as you're going through this, you're like, is it me? And like, yeah, there is some notion that it is going to be you. Um, and then I moved here into consulting at Alliant Group, and I enjoyed. Well, I took that break and I went to Notre Dame, and that was the best experience of my life. The passion, the feeling, the growth, like it lit me up. It lit me up and allowed me to pursue some of my passions and growth, and allowed me to be me. And I'm doing it to this day. Um, I think Shaq just wrote like side hustles give you extra XP, like more XP, which is so true. Um, but we're all just searching for that normal part to get our normal XP. But anyway, I have come here and I'm doing okay, but it's not the passion. It's not what I want to be. I don't want to be at that point of living my life and 10 years down the line being like, what am I? And so I just implore all of you, like, follow what like really brings you happiness, because at one point I was bogged down by money. And I still will have bills to pay. I still will end up getting a job, but I was just so focused on getting that paycheck and getting to that point of success. And I think that's really hard to have, and a bitter pill to swallow, because you can run away from it as much as you want. You can try time and time again to get to that point of I'm gonna end up liking this job. I think you honestly need to truly know yourself. You need to know who you are. You need to know what you are. And we live in this world of saying, "Hey, yeah, you should test yourself, like, because that's where real growth comes." I think you should test yourself, but I don't think you should be putting yourself in a place that you can't be. And the consulting world, in theory, it's pretty easy, but in actuality, in the way that it goes, it can be so hard. So that's just a little bit of a note on things. Of I ask that you please, when you're looking for your jobs coming out of Notre Dame, when you're looking for your jobs coming out of high school, or when you're looking for your internships, don't follow the money. Like, follow the money if that's what you really enjoy, but follow what gives you passion, because you're going to work hard enough. And I spent hours doing this show, doing editing, doing everything there. And I feel it. I love it. I'm invigorated by this. I could do this for hours and hours and hours. And yes, that may wear off, but this is where I want to put my ability. This is where I want to get better. I want to get better at tax consulting. And so it's hard. It's a truth that I've had to deal with. It's a truth that I am dealing with. So there may be some transitions, changes, in the future, and I'll try and document you guys. I mean, I always talk about this luck management lifestyle, and I'm still learning how to live it, but I'm trying to seize those opportunities. I'm trying to make the most out of it, and I ask that you guys too. I'm not perfect, and I want to learn from you guys. I want you to learn from me. I want us to go together in this, and I ask that you trust me and that you use this platform as an ability to maybe relate a little bit more than you can or more than you have before. Because I, at the end of the day, am like struggling. I'm going through hardships. It ain't all sunshine and rainbows. But I couldn't be more thankful for the support. Like the fact that anybody listens, the fact that anybody watches. It literally blows my mind. Um, and so I ask that you share with somebody, that you tell somebody about it. How they may never even check it out. They may not even care. But maybe it can make a difference. Maybe it can make an impact. Or maybe you could just tell them about the luck management lifestyle. Just seizing on those opportunities. So I just ask that you find those opportunities, or not, you don't even have to jump on them. Just see an opportunity and recognize it. And so that you can get into that level of being like, I'm ready for the next one. But when one door opens, another one closes. That's the wrong way to say it. But when one door closes, another one opens. And it's only going to be a level where there's going to be issues or challenges in the future. Someone told me a quote. They said, if you're looking at somebody's heart rate in the hospital, if it's going up and down, that means you're living. That means that things are good. That means that life is in a flow state. That means you don't need a nurse. You don't have an issue. But when you start flatlining, that's when you run into issues. That's when the nurses need to come. That's when there's a problem. And so I even think about it in times of how this podcast goes and stuff. We have interviews. We have people come on. We have conversations. But it's actually been really cool these last 2 episodes to be able to do my own. To sit here, tell a story, tell you guys how I'm feeling, and vent. But I want you guys to come on and vent. I want to have that conversation. But no matter what you do, and I'll make this promise to you, and I've already started this, start making decisions for you. You're not making decisions for anyone else. And those that support you and those that are there for you love you and care about you. The money will come. The skills will come. But just go in what's going to make you want to get up every day and go get it. Because you're going to wake up one day and say, okay, we're just going to get through this again. Time to get through this again. And that's not fair to the luck management lifestyle. That's not fair to yourself. And that's not fair to the people that love you. So I just have to say, be bold. And if you are doing what you love, fuck yeah. Like, that's awesome. I am jealous. I am proud. And I'm excited for you for what you do. Because you are the one that will make a difference. And I want to be like you. So, no matter where you listen, Apple or watch, Spotify or YouTube. We've been getting big on YouTube now. Keep living the luck management lifestyle. I love you. Peace.